gliders will have to navigate this treacherous gorge. This tumbling waterfall presents a beautiful but dangerous challenge. Its splashing waters threaten to throw the gliders off course while drenching nearby nooks and crannies in slick liquid. Xavier Island is home to a wide variety of bioluminescent fungi. These glowing mushrooms, nature's nightlights, help guide the sugar gliders on their way. A complex relationship seems to exist between the gliders and these mushrooms. Sparkling sprouts that provide food, illumination, and perhaps, as has been theorized, something more. Despite these challenges, the young glider pushes upwards towards the open air. The glider and his family are finally back on solid ground. Now, on to the next challenge. This gully is dominated by a skulk of foxes. These ravenous omnivores would love to have our family of sugar gliders for dinner. The gliders will have to be quick and quiet if they want to avoid being on the menu. Mother has the right idea, darting quickly from hiding spot to hiding spot right under the foxes' noses. It's a risk, but it works. Though foxes hunt, they are also skilled scavengers, adept at locating and then feeding on the decaying carcasses of other animals. Over time, the dead have become more plentiful than the living, and scavengers have come to dominate the island. But this imbalance cannot last forever. Eventually, food will run out for the scavengers as well. The future of life on Earth depends on whether small mammals like the sugar glider can find a way to rebound. A joyous reunion. Together once more, the sugar glider family enjoys some much-needed rest. The vulture returns. Its arrival is sudden, leaving the gliders no time to hide or even react. There is little chance of survival, a sad reality of life on this perilous island. This young glider is resilient, more resilient than any of us could have expected. But the loss of his mother and sister has affected him deeply. The poor Joey cries out, his unique vocalizations expressing his sorrow, but also sending out a signal to his mother and sister. He is alive and will be coming for them. A peculiar relationship exists between surviving species like sugar gliders and the fungi native to Saviour Island. The fungi seems able to influence these animals in ways researchers have yet to fully comprehend. It's as if an enhanced evolutionary process is at play, one that both strengthens these animals physically and heightens their instincts. Researchers have dubbed this phenomenon fungi symbiosis and continue to explore its effects. A whirlpool formed when two opposing currents clash. In this case, two low-lying rivers forced together by seismic shift. wealth of amphibians live in these dank caverns, a bona fide feast for our young glider. A scarlet king snake. This species is non-venomous but still dangerous to our joey. One of its favorite foods are small mammals like sugar gliders. The joey will have to battle his way past it. The snake has won this battle. Our joey's journey is at an end. An impressive victory for our little joey. tremor from the bowels of the earth sends rocks and streams of water pouring into the gulch. This glider must use all his skills to quickly reach the ground level before the rising water does. The Vulture. Against all odds, the glider has managed to track down his flying nemesis, his mother and sister still dangling helplessly from its talons. Time is of the essence. The glider can only hope that his family lives and that somehow he can find a way to rescue them. Evidence of human beings, relics like these of some of our failed attempts at salvation, are scattered across the island. Human beings made countless attempts to maintain a presence on Earth. Sadly, those attempts ended in disaster. The sugar glider appears tiny and fragile next to these remnants of a once advanced and sophisticated civilization. And yet, he has accomplished something in his persistence on Earth that none of us could. The sugar glider must eat whenever he can. Sprinting, climbing, gliding, these are all made easier by a full belly. And on an island as Evidence of human beings, relics like these of some of our failed attempts at salvation, are scattered across the island. Human beings made countless attempts to maintain a presence on Earth. Sadly, those attempts ended in disaster. The sugar glider appears tiny and fragile next to these remnants of a once advanced and sophisticated civilization. And yet, he has accomplished something in his persistence on Earth that none of us could. A storm is coming. The young glider has seen many storms in his short life, too many, and knows the devastation they can cause. He will have to move quickly to avoid being caught in the deluge. This quick-darting and oversized tarantula would like to make a meal of our Joey. To survive, the glider will have to be quicker still. Arachnids are one of the few creatures able to flourish since the shift. Insect populations have been out of control since many of the species that once fed on them have gone extinct. Spiders have moved in to fill the void. This risk did not pay off. He's been scratched. A toxin now flows. This perilous glide is another demonstration of the sugar glider's impressive skill. The Vulture stops on an abandoned human edifice. Nature continues to reclaim what relics humans have left behind, though, curiously, some structures appear less vulnerable to nature's encroachment than others. It is almost as if these structures are somehow being maintained. The glider is growing weak. He'll need food, and soon, if he's to succeed on this quest. The glider must find a way to scale these ruins. How else is he to track the Vulture and rescue his family? It is of vital importance that the sugar glider maintain his strength. He'll need every... The glider must find a way to scale these ruins. How else is he to track the Vulture and rescue his family? Another snake in search of a meal. Competition for survival on the island is fierce. This slithering serpent has the markings of a coral snake, one of the world's deadliest species. Another brush with death, but how a brilliant Joey has won out yet again. This is one clever glider.